Tesla card people, welcome back to part 2. I mention these cards because they're a bit of a bind to me at the moment. You get 2 cards with this little folder they give you. Anyway, welcome back. Part 2 of 2. This is regarding the Model 3 yet again. Hope you enjoyed the first one. I know it's still out there doing its thing and it's gradually getting more views and more views. This part 2 I've put together because there's still plenty to talk about on the Model 3, especially this thing that's new to me. I bought myself, you can just see this, a very good high quality, it's not gone down in the middle folks yet because it's brand new, a very good high quality heavy duty rubber insert for my trunk. Now the trunks on these, the boot, are quite decent. Maybe the only thing that lets it down, and you've probably seen in other reviews, is this gap here because of the design. Whatever, maybe, and I say maybe, there would have been some way of cutting in a bit higher maybe and having part of the glass, you know, that would have been clever, wouldn't it? But hey ho, it is what it is. As you can see, it's a fair old size, it's a good length. You can actually buy a mattress, believe it or not, a blow-up mattress that sits from basically where the camera is now between the 2 front seats, all the way back here. So yeah, I don't know if I want to sleep in this, but there again, if your feet were down this end, your head were there, it wouldn't matter so much, but you'd knock your head on this one if you did it the other way around. But yeah, they are, you can buy a mattress for it to sleep in overnight. So that's just to show you how large the trunk area and cargo area can be for a 4-door sedan, as my American friends call them, or for a saloon car, as we call them across here. It ain't bad, there's better, definitely better, but this is pretty good. I won't want to carry any more than this. Do the odd car boot, you never know. So that's the big trunk. Same as the late 18, early 19 model. The Model 3 hasn't changed a great deal in this, although this is the 2022 that we're having a look at. But I just thought I'd show you it with the back seats down. And to simply get them back up, you push them. No different to most others. Okay, before we go any further, I did mention a dirty old Tesla cap I had on in part 1. Welcome to part 2 and a brand new cap. This I've got on actually, I got on a bit of a deal. This is a genuine Tesla cap with buckle and Tesla logos inside and all the rest of it. Wow, on the Tesla website I think they're about £30 plus delivery. Got it for 12 quid. Anyway, let's move on. Now the other side of what's new on the Model 3, let's get back to why we're here, is this. This on the old model didn't have this. This was like kind of tucked inside where you could put some USB chargers in to do your phones. Again, like I say, this now comes with passenger and driver's side telephone charging, wireless, excuse me, that's my phone going off. Probably more calls about my i3. The phone has gone mad since I put it on some sales sites. Anyway, moving on. This baby here has lights in here as well. I'm not sure if they were the same on the earlier i3, and that's got a light in there as well. Look, see all my rubbish I keep in here. Nice soft touch, you know, that springs back. You can get an extra aftermarket thing here, which goes, that finishes there, and in that gap there would be some USBs. Not needed because you've got these. And in the back as well, there is 2 to the rear here where I'm pointing, rear of this armrest now, there is 2 USB-Cs, the small little tiny ones. But back to this is now far better, I feel. They've given it some thought and obviously asked people what they want, and this is what they've come up with. That piano black that used to finger up and be awful and leave marks has gone and been replaced by this very nice stylish matte silver. And like I say, this very nice push and shove center console tray. Still got the 2 cup holders here. I think I did mention that, you know, everything's got better. The build quality feels better overall, you know, and I've sat in one or two other early ones and this just feels better made. You know, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's come out of the Chinese marketplace or what. But anyway, let's get back to something I love. And this is this panoramic, whoa, all the way back there. There you go, down to the bottom roof. It's just a great shame, you know, with the money that it costs to put this in, and it'll have a full glass roof, that this part doesn't somehow retract and give you at least half of this as an electric, you know, fold back sunroof. That would have been a pleasure. But I do like it, even though it doesn't go back on itself, and I like the fact where it's still very blue until the final quarter, and then it gets clear, as you can see in that. But lovely thing, does let a lot of sunlight in, can be a bit warm when you get in sometimes, but it is thermally covered to help keep the temperatures down. But the aircon on this is so very good. You know, within a minute or so you're away. And I'll just show you one thing that I've come across on this. So now the aircon is now on, so if you just click it, this lovely picture comes up with this graphic, and you can literally do it with your finger and point it down, up, down again, and that's me now. That's just going across the top of my head. As I bring it down again, and look, you see all the, now I'm feeling it down at my feet and at my waist. You can even go to the left and to the right. Yeah, it's amazing. And on this side you can do the same for the passenger, have it coming all out of one main stream, or split it so that it goes left and right. And on this same screen here, obviously you've got your heated steering wheel and your auto heated seats. But yeah, great way of doing the air conditioning, love that. And I think that it just puts a bit of style to, you know, how you want to set it, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Lovely. So yes, well pleased with the air conditioning. But I'm not going to go any further, because I'm going to ruin it for this lovely review I'm going to do on the complete screen later on. Yeah, just to bring this one up, someone said to me the other day, who was in a Volkswagen ID3 at one of the charge stations at a local McDonald's. He had a great point, and he said to me, these look identical both sides. I said, yes they are, it's the design and shape of the car. Hello, if you're there. We did meet at McDonald's in Loughborough. I know you're subscribed. And he said, wouldn't it have been a great idea if Tesla would have made both of these charge points, charge connecting points? And you know, he's got a point. See what I did there? Because that could be put in both sides, which would have been a nice thing, so that you could grab either side without pulling a big dirty cable. So that's something that maybe should have gone on the 2022, or am I being too picky? I don't know. Okay, this brings me back on to the battery pack of this, and this is a big reason why I did buy the 2022. Now you could get it in a very late 2021 made model. There was the odd few that came through, not many at all. I think they were classed as unicorn ones. Don't ask why, that's what they call them in the US. They were very rare. But the LFP battery pack will give you a range now estimated from Tesla of 272 miles. I know when I picked this thing up it read 271 in the corner, so pretty genuine. Now to get that come up, that means that the guy previous was driving it not erratically but quite sedately to get the 271, because let's face it, it's still a guessometer even on these Teslas, but they are quite accurate. Sometimes you can, I have been told, get a tiny bit more than what you first see depending on your driving style and weather conditions. This thing I'm looking at now, pointing at and touching, will basically be good for between 750,000 to 1 million miles. Yes, I said it right, 1 million miles. That is purely because it don't degrade. How it's been made is not like the early lithium batteries found in a lot of Teslas that were still very good, and there is some Teslas out there doing 250,000 miles on the original battery pack. The only thing that I can't get in my head is the fact that if this battery pack can do this so-called million-mile before degradation, why didn't Tesla give you a 15-year warranty on the battery pack? I have asked myself a few times, but I can only go on the science, and I can only go on what's been proven so far, because LFP is nothing new. It's been out a couple of years. This thing can charge 100% and it will not have any influence on how the battery degrades. That's two big massive things there. So you've got the good range, and believe it or not, there's been tests done in China, not in the US. I think there was a test done in China where they got the 2019-2020 battery pack and the LFP battery pack side by side, and in percentage terms this was slightly better, from 41% to 90% or 95%. Slightly faster to charge, would you believe? Also, the big thing about LFP, and I know I'm ranting on about this, but this is a massive thing for owners of this who are buying 2022 standard range rear wheel drive models, is the fact that the LFP is 3 times safer than the regular lithium battery used in previous Teslas and all EVs. So it's safer, it's got great range, it does not degrade anywhere near as fast. In fact, really, like I said, no degradation till at least, all right, let's say 500,000 miles, 500,000 miles. I won't have this car then. The car probably won't even exist by that time. It's got to be good news. So check out LFP, Google it if you want some more information. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but this has got it, being the 2022 standard range rear wheel drive. I've been asked what a Tesla Model 3 can tow. Well, I can assure you that the Tesla Model 3 can tow. When it first was estimated, there was only the long range and the all-wheel drive that could tow, I believe, and that was 910 kilos. That has now been uprated, excuse the wind here, that has now been uprated to 1,000 kilos. I don't know why it can't do any more. I mean, that's a fair bit, 1,000 kilos. It's a large trailer with some crap on the back, or a small caravan, and there are some caravans out there that are that light you can tow them. But yes, just to put the mind at rest and the people who are asking, it's 1,000 kilos. Okay, now I'm going to get out of this lovely thing. I love sitting in it, but I'm going to have to get out. I'm going to show you the frunk. I'm not going to call it a fruit because it's a frunk. It's a Tesla, so it's definitely a frunk. From the US, they started all this frunk malarkey, and I always call it a front. It's a front trunk. I know we call them boots, but that's the rear. We've never had a front boot, so why would we call it a fruit? No, that's car wow. Stop calling it a fruit. It's a frunk. I'll give you that. Right, let me show you it. I will open the frunk. Boom! Little picture there, told you it's open. It doesn't flap up like that, can I just say. There is a power one you can buy, but hey ho. Now, let's just get it up there. This is your front trunk, your frunk. Hopefully I'll never use that, which goes in here. Filler there for your washer wiper. This is slightly smaller now on the 2022. Although still very good, you know, you could put your ice in there and your beers and you could have a good old booze up down the local park if you wanted to. Don't drink and drive. But yes, it is slightly smaller because now around this area is the heat pump or heat exchanger, if you want to call it that. Basically what it does, it takes a lot of onus away from the actual main battery, and it's at least 2/3 more efficient to have this here. So I don't mind this slightly smaller frunk from the earlier ones because of what you get in return. And I know for sure some of the earlier owners would love that as standard, and you know, it's now here, should I say, all tucked in. So that's a great bonus for the 2022, and that is a heat pumps dash exchanger, which does all your heating and your air conditioning, but it does make your frunk smaller. as daytime fails. Again, this is not exclusive. Hello there, you can see me through there. This is not exclusive to the 2022 model, but I thought I'd just show you this bit here. If you do the thumb and finger thing, on the screen straight the way there, which I hope you can see, it says tap key card. Okay, let me just do that again. Tap key card to unlock. So let's tap the key card. Now if I'd got that in time, that would have come up saying doors now open, which is a nice little thing. Anyway, let's get in. I'll mention one other small item here. The USB side of things, which obviously in here at one time, the earlier models had a data transfer as well as charging attribute from the USB. Now USB-Cs are down here in the back, and the only thing with this, and some owners have moaned about it, is the fact that they're no good for data transfer. So if you want to put something on a USB or play something off a media card, you'll struggle. The only time you can do it is in the glove box. Once you get into the glove box, you can put it in there, and that is for data. Some people are saying, well, why didn't you just leave one of these for data and one for charging? It is a fair point, but hey ho, that's something I just thought I'd pop in there. So that is a bit of a change for 2022 as regards the USB/C charge points and their data and what they actually do. That about wraps it up for this one, folks. Hope you've enjoyed part 2. Not quite as informative as part 1 may be. There will be more reviews. I'm going to do the big screen review, like I say, 2 or 3 weeks time when I've got more used to it and I know its clicks and its bads and its goods and everything else that goes with it. So I'm going to wrap this one up now. Hope you've enjoyed it. This ends part 1 and 2 of this little thing about the 2022 Model 3. Any questions or any comments, please drop below. If you've not been on the channel before, I'm going to say it. Where have you been? Yes, you should have been here by now. And if not, why not? Come on. Plenty to see and do on KK and EV Family. The i3 is probably sold tomorrow. Bit sad to see it go, but it is what it is. Great little car. Whoever buys that from me is getting a great little car.